everybody? Welcome to the Paul Cruz Show. I have a fully loaded show for you guys. Pay attention, you entrepreneur, small business owners, and salespeople. What I'm about to share with you, if you take it serious and you implement it, do not be surprised if you don't only become a dynamic salesman, but a master closer consistently and increasing your sales. Now, before we dig into the topic, if you're watching this podcast on YouTube and you want to follow me on this channel, all you have to do is hit the subscription button below. If you like this topic, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, and also share your comments. Let me know your thoughts. All right, now, what am I talking about? There are 5 skills that you must and should develop in becoming or to becoming a master closer. Now, I don't use that word often because a lot of people don't understand what a closer really is. You see, there's a difference between being a salesman and a closer. Big difference. I know salespeople that'll talk their ass off, but they won't close a door because they overtalk the sale. So you have to be able to combine both. Being a master closer, you're already closing from the beginning of the phone call, from the beginning of a text message, an email message, a video conference. You're always closing. It comes natural. It comes part of what you do. So I'm going to share these 5 skills that you need to develop. Here's the issue though. The first one I'm going to talk about, most people are against it. Most people do not like it. Most people don't want to do it. And here's the problem with that. I believe it is the foundation and the most important part out of the 5 skills you need to learn. Because this first skill is going to develop the other 4 skills. It's just been my experience of 30 years in sales. So, let's dig into this topic. Now, I did this podcast, or I'm doing this podcast, I did this video for my martial arts and sales training program earlier today. But I think it's important that I do a podcast on it because I want to share my enthusiasm about it. I want to share my conviction about it. I want to share my belief in what I'm saying, that this is something that will help you guys. You have to want to do it though. Okay, the number 1 skill that you must master is the art of cold calling on social media. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cold calling is dead. Cold calling is not useful. I'm here to prove you wrong because I cold call on social media. I get all my sales by cold calling. I don't run advertising. I don't do any promos. I do my cold calling, whether it's cold calling my followers or cold calling people I don't know, but I understand that they need my services. So why is cold calling very important? 2 reasons. Number 1, it lays the foundation to becoming a dynamic salesman and a master closer. I like to call it boot camp. It gives you the calluses. It makes you strong. It allows you to develop your character as a salesman, as a closer. The reason why people don't like to cold call is because 1, they don't know how to cold call, or they've had some bad experiences because they weren't taught properly. But I'm here to share with you that cold calling is more important now than ever before. Why? Because of all the different social media platforms out there. I like to call them modern day yellow pages. Some of you have probably heard me say that many times. But I want you to think about that. If you learn the art of cold calling on social media, I promise you this, you're going to be better off and generating more sales than you are right now. Take that to your bank. Now, number 2, it's my favorite, is mastering the art of storytelling. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Well, I don't like to hear stories. I don't like to tell stories. Well, let me share this with you. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, watch movies or listen to music or maybe listen to a podcast. Why? Because you like stories. We all like stories. Matter of fact, the minute you're speaking to someone, you're telling a story. Now, the art of storytelling, the reason why it's important, this is where the value is. You take all the facts that you have, that you know about your customer, and you put it and you tell it in a story format. Let me give an example. Being a professional salesman is like being a musician. There's a lot of commonalities. Why? Because what a musician does is they take words and they make it pop. They make you dance. They make you cry. They get you emotional. You listen to the word. It paints pictures. A professional salesman is a storyteller. They solve problems. They get people to take action, just like music does. Right? So being a storyteller is a valuable thing. The thing about a story is how you tell the story. You ever watch a movie that the opening is good, but the rest of the story is terrible, that you're disappointed? Why are you disappointed? Because you wanted to fulfill your emotions. So you have to learn the art of storytelling. That's where the value is. That's where 90% of the sales are either solidified or lost. So that's skill number 2 that you must master to becoming a dynamic salesman and a master closer. Skill number 3. If you don't have skill number 3, forget about 1 and 2. It's just not going to happen. It's just that simple. Skill number 3 is learning the skill and developing the skill of conviction. Now that's a difficult one. Think about this. If you're not convinced that you're good at what you do, or that what you have to offer is beneficial to the prospect, how are you going to convince anybody? So what is conviction? Conviction is an internal belief. It's having that why you believe in what you do. When you have a strong enough why you want to do something, the how will follow. I love what I do. Why do I do what I do? Do I really need to do it? No. Do I need to do this podcast? No. Do I need to do sales training videos? No. But I love doing it. Because I like putting it out there. I like sharing the limited knowledge I have to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and salespeople. And if I don't have conviction of what I do, no one will ever watch the videos or use whatever I'm offering them for their benefit. So you got to have conviction in you. And that's an emotion. And that's a belief. And if you believe in what you do and you're convinced, then that's very powerful. Very powerful. Now, what is skill number 4? Is the art of persuasion. You have to develop and become a master at persuasion. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Well, I don't like to be persuaded. I don't like persuading people because I feel that I'm bothering them. Cut that out, my friends. Every day, whether you want to accept it or not, you're being persuaded to take action on something every single day. And sometimes you get persuaded to take action on things you never even thought about. Right? So what is persuasion? Again, it's a belief. It's basically taking all the facts, taking all of the understanding, all the problems of your prospect or people you encounter, and you put the puzzle together. It's like a general contractor. See, because if you don't have persuasion, you're never going to be able to reach the top in your business. And it's not always persuading about money. It's about persuasion about why people need to do certain things for their own benefit. So we're all being persuaded every day. I know I am, but I'm aware if I allow something to persuade me or not, because I understand that that's part of persuasion. Something persuaded you to go buy or go listen to that song. Something persuaded you to get up out of your seat and go to the movie theater and sit there for 2.5 hours. Or even just watching a movie at your home for 2 or 3 hours, right? You were persuaded to take that action. So don't fool yourself thinking that you don't need to persuade. See, I like to talk about real things. I like to talk about things that people are afraid to talk about. And asking yourself simple yet powerful questions. I know I'm being persuaded, and I know I'm persuading people every single day. It's just the way it is. Now, when you understand these 4 skills, number 5 really becomes easy. It really is. Number 5, master what I call the 3 C's of sales. 3 C's, the letter C. The first C is what I call closing. Now, in sales today, especially on social media, people don't like to hear the word closing deals. They say that has a bad connotation. It sounds cheap. Well, guess what? I'll be cheap all day long because I close deals. When you cold call somebody that you've never spoken with and you get them to do business with you within 25 minutes, I close the deal. Get over it. Close deals. Now, for social media purposes, the second C is conversion or converting. Basically, you're converting leads into sales. Well, what are leads? Leads are prospects. Converting prospects into customers. When you do that, guess what you did? You closed the deal, right? So, the second C is conversion or converting leads into sales. The third C is my favorite. This is where it takes you from an average salesperson to top-notch salesperson. And that's called creating opportunities. I know that recently, in my new office, being here 2 weeks now, I've created opportunities for other people. And I'm going to be doing a seminar in my office in May that I know is going to produce opportunities for other people that they never expected. And creating opportunities is what I call improv, where you see situations, there's people around, and you create an opportunity right there. You close a deal right there. And guess what happens? People that didn't see it and you saw it and you made them part of it, or they become part of it, and everybody benefits. That is the most exciting feeling in the world for me, because it actually helped people that they didn't even expect. Those are the 3 C's of sales. Here's the problem with these 5 for you guys out there. Most of you out there want to make sales and want to have your product sold, but you don't want to do the selling. So you find shortcuts, i.e. you do graphic design. You need that. It's important. I'm not dismissing that. You run advertisement. I understand it's important. But you got to be practical. If you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, you got a small staff, don't focus on advertising. Don't focus on, those promotions. Focus on learning how to be a salesperson. Do the selling. Develop these 5 skills. Watch your sales grow. And then you can develop better salespeople. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to give you a bonus here. Let's say you take the action to do these 5 and you develop them. What are the potential results? Financially, I cannot tell you what it will be because everybody's different. I could tell you this, that your cash flow will increase consistently. I know that your revenues will multiply. I know that your profit margin will grow. I know that your return on investment is huge. But more importantly, you become so valuable that people will pay you to speak, i.e. a seminar, i.e. being a guest somewhere. You write your own ticket. Not only do you solve business problems for prospects and customers, but on a personal level, you're going to be able to solve things and problems that you never thought you would be able to solve. Because a true master closer and a dynamic salesman, first and foremost, they solve problems, or they should solve problems. That's what it's all about. So you really need to consider these 5 skills. Develop them. But I know the one that most people resist is the first one. That's why I brought it first. Is the art of cold calling. Because if you learn the art of cold calling and you master that, you're going to need conviction to be good at it. So that develops your conviction. You're going to need to learn how to persuade people. Cold calling will teach you how to persuade. Think about it. And then closing, converting. It all starts with cold calling. So I'm here to say that the other 4 skills cannot be developed, in my personal view, unless you really go through the boot camp and build a foundation through what I call cold calling. That's just my personal view. A lot of people benefiting that I've taught cold calling. I'll never give it up because it is the fundamental and the foundation to becoming a master closer. I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank all of you for being part of the Paul Cruz Show. Again, if you want to follow me on my YouTube channel, all you have to do is simply hit the subscription button below. Do me a favor, share your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think. And if you want to do a one-on-one, all you have to do is direct message me below. I will get back with you within 24 hours, set up a time we could do a one-on-one, and I will help you develop those 5 skills. Thank you again. Till we speak again, I say goodbye for now. Have a very successful day. Take care.